Welcome, my dear listeners. Stay with me to get the news first and subscribe to the channel. Let's find out what's going to happen on Royal Family. Carol Middleton thought this royal moment was perfect. You would never have guessed she was nervous. A royal historian praised her discreet entrance at the wedding of the Prince and Princess of Wales. And when the Prince and Princess of Wales relationship was made public, the Middleton family became famous. But their wedding in April 2011 took things to a whole new level. Michael and Carol suddenly became the parents of the future queen. Millions of people watched as Kate and William said, "I do," in the beautiful setting of Westminster Abbey. It was a big deal. Carol came in by herself, and her husband walked down the aisle with Kate. Royal historian Hugo Vickers praised her entrance, saying, "On the day Carol Middleton, the bride's mother, got out of the car, waved to the media, and went straight in." In his new biography, Queen Elizabeth II, he said she judged that to perfection. He then suggested that Carol had been nervous even though she looked completely calm. She told the Dean of Westminster that she had heard that when you are really nervous, your knees knock together. Hugo remembered, she didn't know it really happened. There were so many people waiting outside the Abbey and lining the streets that it would have been scary for anyone to arrive alone, let alone the mother of the bride. Hugo said that Carol's small wave to the crowd was the best thing she could have done. She thanked the crowd and said that the wedding was both a family and a national event, but she didn't make a big deal out of it or draw too much attention to herself. This was also important to the mother of three when they were planning the wedding. The Princess of Wales' mother said in an interview in 2018 that she was involved lots with both Kate and Pippa's weddings. They talked about music, everything, and it was important to pay attention to what they really wanted. Carol went on, "As a parent, I think the most important thing is to hear what your daughter wants. You can have all the ideas you want, but they have to be about them. And don't try to get on the guest list." Kate and William probably really liked this because the guest list for their wedding was already pretty long. More than 1,000 people came, which could have made Carol a little nervous. On April 29, 2011, Michael and Carol Middleton, Eliza Lopes, King Charles, Queen Camilla, Lady Louise Windsor, Grace Van Cutsem, Prince William and Catherine stood on the balcony of Buckingham Palace. "I wanted to look my best, make my kids proud and have a good time. Just like every other mother, I really don't think I was any more stressed than any other mother of the bride," she said. The wedding of the Prince and Princess of Wales was pretty modern for a royal wedding. X, formerly Twitter, shared information, and Katie said to have surprised courtiers when she chose to drive instead of taking the horse-drawn glass coach. Russell Myers wrote in his book William and Catherine that she was of the view that she was not yet a princess who would use such a mode of transport. Instead, she and Michael came in a black 1977 Rolls-Royce Phantom 6. The company gave to Queen Elizabeth as a gift to mark her silver jubilee. Smart move. How Princess Catherine always looks good, even when it's raining. Princess Catherine has a very special royal power. When the weather gets bad, she looks even better. The trick isn't magic. It looks almost like an editorial when it rains because of the carefully chosen coats, clean tailoring, bright colors, and calm handling of the umbrella. Recent and old photos show her doing this over and over again, from Blackpool to London to visits to the Royal Gardens. The rain never seemed to ruin her outfit or mood. One of the best examples was when she went to Blackpool in the rain in 2019. She wore a dark green coat and black gloves, held a black umbrella, and still looked good enough to be in a fashion campaign. Business Insider called that visit a masterclass in rainy day. dressing because the bright coat and black boots looked great even when it was raining. Getty's photo caption from the same day makes the same point from a different angle. The rain is clear, but the outfit stays put. What really makes her smart is how often she uses color to fight the dark. She picked a deep green color in black pool that looks rich and bland instead of worn out. When it rains, she has worn lavender, pink, and other bright colors that make her look better against a grey sky. That choice is important because it keeps the focus on her face and shape instead of the weather. One reason she always looks stylish is that she doesn't let the rain bother her. Structure is another part of the formula. Vogue recently said that Catherine often relies on tailoring for formal events and that she often turns to British brands and polished coats to anchor her wardrobe. A shaped coat, a defined waist, and clean lines work better than a fussy outfit when it's raining and windy. The result is stylish and useful, not too flashy. She also knows when to let the coat speak for itself. When it rains, she usually keeps the rest of her outfit simple with gloves, a narrow scarf, a small bag, and shoes that can handle wet pavement. Women and Home has talked about how much she loves belted outerwear and sleek waterproof coats with a dry wash finish and a cinched waist that look polished while still doing the job. The real trick is that she doesn't dress for a storm, she dresses around it. The umbrella is also part of the style. People who write about royal fashion have been obsessed with how Catherine holds hers high enough to keep her face visible and her back straight for a long time. A Japanese feature on her rainy day umbrella looks just like that. The umbrella isn't just protection, it's part of the silhouette. British Vogue has made a similar point about the royals in general, showing how umbrellas and outerwear can be seen as part of the outfit instead of just something to wear. Catherine knows this better than almost anyone else. This is when her style gets smart. The rain could easily make anyone look like they were squished, rushed, or a little bit worn out. Catherine's clothes don't let that happen. A fitted coat keeps its shape. A simple glove keeps the look clean. A boot or closed shoe completes the line. The outfit still looks like it was chosen, not thrown together. Even when the weather is bad, that's why she always looks so stylish when it rains. It looks like she planned it, but not too much. Catherine also has a subtle connection to Princess Diana in how she dressed for bad weather. In Style talked about a rainy day styling tip that it said Diana used. And the overall royal fashion conversation often talks about how both women knew how to use a memorable outer layer. Catherine's rain looks are less about drama and more about discipline. But they have the same effect. She makes bad weather look calm. The clothes are important, but so is the way you act. In the black pool photos, she smiles instead of fighting the rain. She held the black umbrella over a pale lavender dress in the rain at the London School of Economics and still looked ready for a formal engagement. That calmness is part of the lesson on style. Clothes can do a lot, but a calm face and relaxed body language can turn a rainy outfit from dressed for the weather into dressed for the occasion. Recent reports have shown that her rainy day instinct is still working in 2025 and 2026. She wore a tweed blazer and held a black umbrella while smiling in the rain during a visit to the museum garden in September 2025. The photos showed how natural and elegant she looked in a setting that would have made a less thoughtful outfit look dull. Country Living has also praised her English country staples like jackets and boots that can handle the weather and look good at the same time. That means the rain isn't a fashion emergency for her. It is a hint for how to style. That's the smart trick in simple terms. She keeps the silhouette clean by using shape, color and restraint. She frames her face with a well-chosen umbrella and she lets the weather play a supporting role instead of leading. People who follow royal style that have known for years that Catherine can make a regular rainy engagement look elegant and a little like a movie. The most recent photos still back that up. She never makes it too hard, which is why it feels so easy. No extra stuff, no too many accessories, and no desperate weatherproofing that ruins the shape of the outfit. A tailored coat, a good umbrella, good posture, and enough color to keep the whole picture alive. That mix is what makes her look stylish in the rain. Just like some people look stylish in a studio, it's not because the rain stops. The reason is that she never lets it take over the frame. The lesson from Princess Catherine is that in the end, you don't have to wear boring clothes or lots of layers when it rains. It could mean one great coat, one stylish umbrella, and a little bit of self-assurance. She keeps showing that in public, and every time it rains, it seems to say the same thing. The weather may change, but still style doesn't have to. And this is what makes that moment so unforgettable. Because it wasn't loud, it wasn't dramatic, it was quietly perfect. And that's exactly why it worked. When Carol Middleton stepped out of that day, she wasn't trying to steal attention, she was protecting the moment for her daughter. And that kind of restraint speaks louder than any grand entrance ever could. What really stands out to me is how calm she looked on the outside, while quietly admitting later that she felt those nerves inside. Because that's something so many people can relate to, just on a much smaller stage. And let's be honest, walking into a global event like the wedding of Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, with millions watching, that's pressure most people can't even imagine. But here is the deeper layer. That perfect entrance wasn't just about composure, it was about understanding her role in that moment, not as the center but as the support, and she played it flawlessly. In my opinion, that's why the Middleton family connected so well with the public. They didn't try to act royal, they stayed grounded, and that authenticity made everything feel more real. But here is something to think about. Was that calm confidence something she naturally had, or something she had to learn very quickly as her daughter stepped into royal life? And if you were in her place, would you have kept it that simple, or felt the pressure to do something bigger, something more noticeable? Because moments like this don't just disappear, they shape how people are remembered. And Carol's quiet entrance became part of a much larger story about grace under pressure. Now here's the interesting thought. As the royal spotlight continues to evolve, will future families handle these moments the same way, or has that era of quiet elegance already changed? Stay with these stories, because sometimes the smallest gestures end up leaving the biggest legacy.